Alright, let's talk temperature. Like with measurement and weight, different parts of the world use different temperature scales. Now, the two most common are Fahrenheit and Celsius. Now, there's a third one called Kelvin, but we are not going to get into that right now. So, for Fahrenheit, so the customary system measures temperature in Fahrenheit, or degrees F, degrees. So, for Fahrenheit, freezing point is 32 degrees. Boiling point is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, if you can't remember that, look online, look in your math book. So Celsius is what the metric system uses. So for Celsius, degree 0 is freezing, and 100 degrees is boiling. Right? So, down here, we are going to decide what for each temperature scale is the most appropriate. So let's look here. A comfortable water to swim in. So the first column is Fahrenheit, the second column is Celsius. It does not tell you that, but if you look how it's lined up here, everything here is Fahrenheit, everything here is Celsius. I don't know why I didn't label that. So a warm day to swim in. So think, would you like to swim at 55? Comfortable water to swim in. 55 degrees, 75 degrees, and 95 degrees. Now, a lot of this can be personal preference. I know some of you would be perfectly comfortable with jumping in a pool that's 55 degrees, whereas some of you would love it if your pool was 95 degrees. My grandma is one of those people. But most people, if you think about room temperature and all that, 75 degrees is typical. So for Fahrenheit, 10 degrees, if we look up here, 10 degrees Fahrenheit is about 60 degrees for us. See that? 25 degrees Celsius, if we were to do that, hang on, it would be roughly around 70, 75, right around there. And 40 degrees is going to be roughly around 80 to 90. And again, this is going to be personal preference. Now, I would honestly, if it was me, I'd rather go swimming if it's 40 degrees Celsius than 25 degrees. But I think the book's going to want you to pick 25. Alright? Alright, so that is temperature. Now we're going to look at temperature, but on the thermometer. And this is the most common way that you guys are going to be using temperature. You're going to go out and check the thermometer if you don't have the weather person with you. So you have to know how to read a thermometer. So this right here is Fahrenheit. So we have, it's already labeled, and I believe 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, this goes up in increments of 10. Some are going to go in 2s, some are going to go in 5s, some are going in 10s. Mine at home goes in 5s. So we are going to look here. So this tells us how warm or cold it is. So we're going to the top of the red line, and that is 87 degrees Fahrenheit. All right? And I know some of you would ask us if we were in class. Yes, you can have a negative temperature. We've had it here before, actually. If you think about how many days we've missed because of cold, it was because of negative temperatures. So you can absolutely go down below 0 in the Fahrenheit scale to get a negative number. Well, I guess the same thing would be true for Celsius, because if you go below freezing, obviously it's negative. So let's look over here to Celsius. Their thermometers are the same as ours, except for the degrees that they're measuring in, and it's Celsius. So we're going to look here. Once again, we're going to look and see how high our red line goes. We're going to go over, and it is 49 degrees Celsius. Now, you have to put the degree symbol on these temperatures, because how in the world am I going to know if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius or what scale you are working with? Okay? All right.